Hello guys, this is Bazooka Tank here, and this is gonna be my update from my guide to the Ballista boys from last league. The the guide is still like completely okay. Like there's some few changes and some more stuff that I learned from teaching other people to play this build. So I have some more stuff to teach you guys, hopefully. But before that, I have some like disclaimers to you know to get out of the way. Is this build is a little bit harder to play than I first imagined, because like for me it's like normal because I play this build like for 5 leagues in a row, so I'm used to it. But teaching new players to play this build was like eye-opening to me. So it is not like you don't need to be like a god gamer to play this build, but you need to pay attention, you need to position yourself correctly, and most importantly, you need to keep spamming the totems like forever. You never stop spamming your totems, okay? So yeah, like let me start with the tree first. So this is my old character, like the character that I ended up with like 2.8 Dex, but this was in Scourge League with the Scourge gear, so I have like stuff that you can get anymore, but I still there even with all the OP gear from Scourge. Uh, what is changed about the tree is instead of putting the cluster jewel here, but like for one extra point you can put the cluster jewel here and you'll get more efficiency out of the split personalities. Actually, let me show this one. Here, this is my friend's build. Like he was doing this build in League, so you see he's putting the split personality here instead, and he gets more dexterity out of it. And the cost of it is just 1 point. There's also dex, so you can reach higher break points with less dexterity. It's actually sitting at 2.6k. I need to fix this just to show you. It's dex here, and I think dex here as well. So yeah, he's up there. Like this gear is outdated. I think he's divine his boots or something. I don't know. But yeah, from the tree it basically is this. But like I said in the previous video, all the trees is gonna be different because depending on how bad your brutal restraint is, and also there's the other tree that you can put the brutal restraint here instead, and then you pick up the thread of hope to pick up those two nodes and nodes inside here. This, for example, is decent if you like missing resistances and stuff like that. Like penetration here is boggers, and yeah, same thing. Like take this out and put the cluster jewel there, and you get more from the split personalities. And for the gems, we do not use Hydrosphere anymore because Hydrosphere is cancer, so you're not proccing Onslaught. Yes, so you're never gonna have Onslaught anymore if you use my setup. But then again, I will show you guys at the end of the video like what is the damage without those things, and you don't need Onslaught. Also, Empyrean is playing my build now, so if you wanna like watch how you should play the build, go watch him because he actually plays the build. I would say 80 to 90% what you should do, like because MP needs to like entertain the stream, and sometimes he's like not paying attention, but he does things like quite well. Like his fear kills are actually quite solid. So then again, what you need to do is like you always keep moving, you always keep placing ballistas. You check out what the boss is doing, so you need like sometimes you need to pre-dash, and you wait for the right moment to like press your buttons to stand still and use ensnaring arrow and stuff like that. Like if you wanna learn, like just go to Empyrean stream and watch him. Like he does things like very well. Like I recommend, highly recommend. So the second thing, like that a lot of people do wrong, is some setups. The setups I recommend is for Flasks. I highly recommend you use like those 4 flasks for mapping. Everything with use on full. You do not need Dying Sun for mapping, okay? You don't need this for mapping. This is just for bossing, just for DPS. If you use like those flasks combined with iron reflexes, you're gonna have a lot of armor, so it's gonna be quite nice for survivability. And of course you have mage bench, so you only need to care about the degens, and the degens on this league is quite nasty. So yeah, and that's about it. Like I see too many people not using this flask setup for mapping, and I know it can be a little bit annoying, like switching flasks all the time if you wanna boss or not, but honestly, you only need the bossing setup for actual bossing. Let's say like Maven or Uber Elder. I wasn't even using like the flasking setup for like Conquerors and stuff, because you have way too much damage, and yeah. So let's see about the other setup. Please do not use custom crit. Like there's way too many people using custom crits on PoE Ninja. Let me get here. What is it? Here. In PoE Ninja, if you see, there is what is it, like 87% of the people using custom crit. Custom crit is so bad, guys. Please. You do not have like enough crit chance. You never hit enough crit chance on the build to make custom crits like consistent enough to proc your frost bomb, and then you losing a lot of penetration and stuff. And here I'm gonna show a clip from his stream. Like that's just a checkmate for me, because I don't know. I really don't understand people using custom crits. So
let's talk about this.
He's gonna talk about Frenzy,
the
but
question arose a while ago. Why don't you use Frenzy for Frenzy charges? Okay, here is the answer. How many Frenzy charges do you think I could build during this time?
you see, like, how many procs of custom crit can you generate there in time? It's 0. Like, there is no point to use custom crits, and you cannot tell me that you need exposure for mapping. You don't need, okay? And if you can also, like, but what if I don't have that much damage, or if the boss fight is longer? You're gonna pop the custom crit. Yeah, you're gonna, but it's not gonna be like reliable on time every time. Like I said, watch what MP plays the boss carry fights. You need to be constantly moving, constantly on the searching for the boss attack so you can dodge it. So you don't have time to, proc everything and then go. Like if you just use the setup that I use with Arcadis brand, you're always gonna be on the boss. From like, when you need it's gonna be on the boss every time, forever. So please, custom crit is terrible. Do not use custom crit, okay? And I think that's about it, honestly. I had a plan to show you guys how to craft those gloves like this with percent dex and flat dex, but honestly, you just spam fundamental fossils, and it is that easy. Just use like I would say like 1 in 50 to get like decent. When I say decent, it's like resistances above 30, like tier 3 is enough. Above tier 3, and let's say like 40 dexterity with T1%, and that's enough. Like you don't need nothing over that. Okay, so it's just fundamental fossils and you can get the gloves. Then you scour the prefixes. You can do reforge life and then craft the conversion, or you can just do suffix cannot be changed with Veil Chaos Orb and get life or the conversion. It's not that hard to do, so I'm not gonna make a video about it. But there is some new tech that I learned recently me go back to this thing. Wait, what is it? Okay, here. And I'm gonna show you guys. So we have the new orbs from the new stuff, and there is this modifier. Where is it? Okay, one is intimidate. Intimidate is the one, and the blue is the other. Here, damage per dex. If you have like same gear as me or amp, it's gonna be like north of 2.4, 2.6. So this is gonna be like 100 increased damage. So it is quite nice. So if you can get decent enough gear that you don't need the percent dexterity from the hunter, you can drop the hunter and you can get like this, plus either attack speed or intimidate. Intimidate is quite nice. The intimidate is 10% more damage and attack speed goes to 13%, so it is quite okay. So I would say let's craft this together, okay? I would say buy a gloves with fracture either T1 dexterity or T1 light or T1 resistances. Either one is fine with like fracture, one of those. And then what you do, you can reforge to get, I would say like resistance is better, honestly. Just for the sake of the video, let's say. Wait, where is it? Okay, fire res. So from here you do fossil with fundamentals, and you go for either hollow fossil, and you try to get T1 dexterity, and you do this until you hit T1 dexterity here, and you can get like a dexterity jewel, or you can get attack speed or life or flat damage if you need the breakpoint. But let's say you don't need the breakpoint from the abyssal socket, you can do instead zeal. What is zeal? Attack speed. And this attack speed is huge for damage. So if you do not need the dexterity from another breakpoint, you do zeal until you hit the T1 dexterity, and there you go. That's your suffixes. Let's just get it here, just for sake of the video. And then what you do is the same thing as the other gloves. You do suffix cannot be changed, and you do either reforge life until you hit decent life, let's say this is perfect, and then you just finish with the bench. What is conversion prefix converted to code, and there you go, with the new implicits that I showed. I think it is here, right? Yeah, it is here. So you need like to spam to get the things that you want after this. It can be a little bit costly, but honestly, it is quite worth it, to be honest. You can do this like first or last, it doesn't matter. Attack speed is also okay, but the bigger one is the dexterity modifier. It can be a little bit annoying, but it is a lot of damage. What is it? Come on, give it to me. Oh, it is this mod, but it's instead of int is dex, so you understand. And after this, I think you don't even need to elevate them, right? It's 4%. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, right? 4% increase. So yeah, that's the new gloves that you can craft. if you want to. You don't need to, like I said. His gear not final, and you see the damage, right? Like, look at this. Do you need more damage than this? You choose. It's your build. If you want a, like Omega Me Max, there you go. That's the new tech. But if you don't need to, if you don't want to, don't do it. There you go. This is the gear that I had last league, but you guys gonna find something interesting here. I'm using Frenzy. I forgot to change those things, and I forgot to change more stuff as well. So this is not my full damage gear, okay? So don't worry about it. And what I want to show is my movement inside of Maven, if you like care about this. Everything that I do, it is for a reason, okay? That was the things that I was trying to teach people. So I always stay in the center, and you always spam in the center, and you're gonna see why. So if you stand here, like quite right next to her, this is the first one, so it's not gonna change much, but there's a higher chance for Maven just to slap you once or twice, and that time is enough for the ballistas to instantly delete her. And you always want to be close to her so you can, you know, spend the totals on top of her. And you can see here, like I have a lot of time to move around and place the balls inside of the platforms. That is also the best way. Unfortunately, I didn't have like many Mavens to do this because I got quite unlucky, like on the Maven RNG on this fight, but yeah. Always spamming in the middle, and you can spam in the middle and pay attention to the memory game. It's not that hard, guys. Then again, go back to the middle. She slapped me once, slapped me twice, and she died. If you stay away from her, there is the chances of that happening is actually lower. So there you go. So again, dash around, and I have enough time to go to the other side. I did this just to show you guys. You have a lot of time to kite the balls away, okay? You don't need to panic. That's another thing that people do. They always panic around the thing. Then again, same thing. As close as possible. Oh, and for the people saying, oh, but Bazooka Tank, you have 150 million DPS. I don't have that DPS. You have crazy gear. You have legacy Flask from standard. You're cheating. Well, stay tuned. Look at this. I was not using barrage. Yes. Nice. I was using faster attacks the whole time. So this was like 50 million DPS or something, so you guys don't need to worry about damage. It's just about the right positioning and the timing on the flasks. Also, I forgot to show this because this is also important. When in the last phase, let me go back. It's important to get closer that you can to the center, and you keep spamming like that. The way you do this, you one click, you keep spamming, one click, one click, one click, one click, one click, and you keep clicking, but you never stop spamming. It is not that hard to do this and pay attention. What I do is, let's say I'm here, right? So you can't see much of the bottom right there. So you only need to pay attention on this side and on this side. And if none of those show up for you, then it means the third one showed up. It takes a little bit of practice, but it is not that hard to pay attention. And then I flame dash, Okay, easy mode, nice. And now again, I don't care that I got hit by the beam. All I want is to stay close to Maven, as close as possible, so she can slap me once or twice, so I can do full DPS. So you always want to be closer to her. So that's why it's important to put the balls in the platform, so you can be closer to the center. Okay? So yeah, that's about it. I was not using barrage. Yes, I was not using barrage. Thank you, Bazooka. Thanks. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about the build, feel free to ask on Discord or on the description, whatever. I love helping people, and that's about it. Take care.